Straight facts. Back at it again. Sosa in the cut.
Manufacturer in the building here.
And today we have Dario joining us, popular general contractor in Ottawa.
Guys, thank you for having me.
Definitely.
Nice to meet you, Dario. You know. First of all, can you tell us about yourself a little bit there, Dario? I know you. We know we go way back from the hooping days or whatnot, but let's talk about what do you do from day to day these days?
I'm a general contractor in Ottawa. I've been doing this for about 17 years. So it's my passion. I love it, and that's about it. Manny and I have been playing ball for over 2 decades together.
Let them know. Let the fans know.
Can't tell my man the age, you know. It's been a minute we've been playing.
For sure.
No, that's good to hear.
And I love what you guys are doing with this platform and in the city. You know, I love to support local guys, and it's amazing.
Hey,
respect. We love having you here tonight, man.
Definitely. So can you tell us how you started Solutions Renovations Rugby?
I started first. I had a bunch of different construction jobs. I got into construction. One of my friends actually, he got a contract at the Westin Hotel doing carpet, doing all the rooms. So he told me, he's like, come, work with me. At that time, I was doing an office job. I didn't really like it. It wasn't for me. So I got into it with him, just help him out, and I fell in love with him. And
so
just hanging out with my friends. I didn't even see it as work. It was more like
just helping out
a bit, and
see how the things that takes out basically.
You really picked up on the trade.
What service does your company offer usually? I know you said construction, but can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So we do full renovation, home renovation. We also do. Our partners carry design and build. So they're a company based out of Ottawa. They do. Pretty much fit ups, businesses from A to Z, build the whole business, house building. They have an in-house designer, architect. So pretty much from A to Z, we can do everything. Build your house, build your business, restaurant, whatever you want, we can do it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty intricate, man. Definitely. So how do you manage project deadlines?
Oof, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Of course, I would
because now with the COVID,
money talks, right? Money talks, right?
It's hard sometimes to come by materials. Certain jobs, the specs. We like to have plans before we start, so that way we can get all our trades ready, and that way we can order materials before time, because that's a big issue. Sometimes during the project things will switch around, and then that might have a delay on us and stuff. So it's. We try our best, but sometimes things happen.
For sure.
And you are late, but
you gotta
most of the time you try not to.
I would imagine you have to mitigate the risk as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
With commercial jobs, it's a little tricky because sometimes you get penalty, cash penalty, if you don't finish in time.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you can get 10 grand, 15 grand penalty if you're late 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So
depending on
how does it go when with the money wise, they put they pay a deposit in the beginning, or how would you? I'm assuming every business is different.
Yeah, every business is different depending on the contract.
Yeah,
they will do it in stages. Sometime if we're building a house, the customer would go to the bank and apply for a construction mortgage. And with that, it's they pay you based on completion. So if you do 30%, then you get some money, 50%, and so on. With commercial jobs restaurants and stuff, similar thing happen. They'll give us a deposit to start the job, and as we progress, we'll ask for more money.
You'll acquire more money.
Yeah.
So what are your greatest strengths as a contractor?
I work good under pressure. I don't get stressed out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think that's some people when those kind of things happen, I perform better. Just because I think that's what drives me to be if it's just a normal job, then it gets boring. You want to have that stress. That stress is what makes you do better and accomplish more and stuff. So.
It's that added pressure, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you've been a contractor for 17 years, you were saying?
Yeah.
How would you say you measure success?
It's hard.
I'm assuming every time you build like a new house, a new commercial, like you're always, happy that
Yeah.
especially if you do it with the deadlines and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for you, exactly, like when do you feel like, you know what, I'm happy about the job that I did today?
Like my field of work is very rewarding because you start something from like start to finish, and then you see like people happy, and that's what I guess makes you like your job. People are happy with the work you did, and with success, it's like I don't just it gets like bigger jobs.
I'm assuming, Dario, that it feels a little bit different when you, let's just say, because I know the people in Ottawa know your name real well here, especially when a commercial job comes along, and what the type of contractor that you have, it's a very popular. I hear your name coming around all the time.
Thank you, guys.
So when it comes to like a business, like I know you did a business like in downtown Ottawa.
Yeah, we did a few. We did some of the work at Tomo nightclub.
Tomo,
Really?
Yep.
Envy. We did Lux
Yeah.
Beauty on Murray Street.
Right.
A lot of popularity.
What else? Man, we did a lot of these nightclubs.
I guess what I'm trying to say, is it feels a little bit different to do building stuff for your own friends, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. It's with friends. Like we did a restaurant, Mojo's Chinese food, halal Chinese food in Findlay Creek.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. And
Shout out.
Shout out to Mojo's. Try out the food; is amazing.
Perfect.
So,
we will.
It's like that was you love that because you're sort of like you're doing that experience with him,
Right.
from A to Z and everything. It was great, man. Yeah.
And I'm assuming the word of mouth in this business that's all you got, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. You asked me earlier if I had a website and stuff.
Right.
Pretty much it's just word of mouth, networking, Instagram.
Yeah.
And like with now this day and age, that's all you need.
That's all you really need at this point to have your business card out there.
Yeah.
So, have you previously applied for construction permits, and are they hard to obtain as a contractor?
Construction permits, they're not hard to obtain as long as you have the right plans and like everything seems okay. But it does take a little bit of time now due to COVID and stuff. But usually about 3 weeks to a month you can get a permit for construction. Depends what you're doing. We're doing coming up, we're gonna have Wings In. It's like Rick Ross. He has Wingstop.
Yeah.
So this guy's doing a Canadian version.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're building that in Riverside South.
Okay.
Nice.
So
And
that's something to look
we're
out
actually
for.
waiting for a permit for that one.
For sure.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
pretty
should be
cool.
good.
Can you also talk to us about like the most complicated project that you had to deal with?
Yeah, actually, I had one. This year was pretty complicated.
Can you
I
talk
must
to
say
yeah.
probably one of the most complicated.
What was so complicated about
So
it?
what happened was there was a friend of mine. He's an architect, so he was building this big house in Manatik.
Yep.
And the guy has a deadline, and everything was late. And then we're doing the finishing part of the house.
Okay.
And he's rushing to move in. And then pretty much he's like, if you don't finish in a month, I won't have a place to live.
That's tough.
But that's not the big issue because at the same time,
That's not the big issue.
I had another job that I started, and the lady, same thing. She's moving out of her house. She has nowhere to live.
Hey, that's pressure.
So I had 2 jobs, and they're both like freaking out. you
Right,
know, like,
right.
So we had to work like crazy hours, just try to somewhat,
Did you
make everybody happy.
Did you end up finishing in time?
We did.
There we go.
but
That's
it
what
was
we
a-
want to
it was
hear.
a mission, man. It was
So
a
it's a mission complete.
Yeah.
The thing is, how is it managing people's stress when having that type of pressure overall? Because you know that they're stressing overall when they try to move into their new house.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 big jobs like that. So like, how do you feel with that type of pressure?
Oof, man, it's tough sometimes. It's tough sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's not like life or death, like
for
we're fortunate enough to live in Canada, and people sometimes like our problems are other people's like dreams, you know.
Yeah,
So
that
at
is
the
very
end-
true.
Yeah, so at the end, it's not like the big deal. Like people understand, or you gotta try to make them
Yeah,
understand. you
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you have a project that you are most proud of by any chance?
I have like few commercial. I like commercial jobs
Yeah.
because those are like, you know, sometimes people ask.
Are they
you
more
what you
relaxed,
do.
you would say, or like the design of it are more a little bit? I'm assuming it's a little bit different than having your own creating your own house and whatnot. But
Yeah, it's different. Like, because sometimes customers, they let you be creative. You know, you can
Yeah.
put your own sort of like artistic stuff into it. You know, you can suggest it, and whereas with
oh, they will. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
I
they do.
feel like commercial. They would be like they would know what they want, and they would be like, especially if you like for me, if I would pay a bunch of money for something,
Yeah.
I would pay the money for what I want, right?
Yeah. No, definitely what you want, but it's also like what, like you want to give them some suggestions. They would
Suggestions,
ask you,
yes,
and,
yes.
and then you can sort of, you know, say like
For
Lux
sure.
Beauty. We did it on 25 Murray Street. It's a Botox clinic.
Yep.
That one is really nice. Like we did a really like.
That's another shout out, by the way.
Shout
guys.
out to Lux Beauty. Yeah.
If you did catch it, that's another shout out, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a big portfolio.
That was a crazy one, man. We did this 14-foot high fireplace
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
by 8. It was like 8 feet wide.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was granite slabs.
Oh,
we
wow.
did, like, it was crazy, man.
That's
Oh,
actually pretty
man,
cool.
I might have to. Well,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
check
say
it out.
check.
I'll show you guys. after.
I don't think
Yeah, definitely.
With the whole
But
Botox
that's a good look
situation,
at
I
it.
think I'd be all right. But
Yeah.
So, what time management strategies do you use to meet project deadlines?
Well, I like to look at projects before I start.
Yep.
So that way I can try to at least, like I would like to go through them, like all the stuff, and then not just like the scope of work that I'm doing, but also what other trades are doing.
Yep.
Just so to see if I can catch any errors and things like that.
For sure.
So then we can try to adjust them before we start, and then that would sometimes save us time. But then there's also, like during the project, sometimes they'll, like people won't, when it's a blank space open, they won't, you know, then when they see it like framed, for example, they'll be like, oh, actually, I want to maybe do this, change this.
Yeah.
And then
Alterations.
it's like, yeah, so there's changes that happen sometimes. But
that's good.
It's managing that change, you know, so it makes sense. Can you describe a project challenge that you faced and how you overcame it?
I guess you just have to like keep in touch with the customer and you know people you're working for, and,
Yep.
and then just communication is very important.
Yeah.
So just always keep them updated, and you know, so they know the progress and
Keep them aware of, like, the progress of the
things,
work.
Yeah, and then sort of like that, if something comes up, you just advise them and hopefully like you know.
They're just being on top of things, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense. What policies have you created to ensure success of a project?
Well, like our team, we pretty much have like
Yeah.
we always work.
Like,
with
when you say our team, like do you have like a team of how many people by any chance?
Yeah.
Like, do you have a big crew? I'm sure you have different categories and whatnot.
We do like with so like with our company is actually just me and my partner, and then
Okay.
sometimes we'll have like a helper or two.
Yeah.
And most of the time we'll be doing like most of the work ourselves
Okay.
on site and everything, and
Yeah.
we're overlooking the project. And
That's a
then we
lot
have-
of work, man.
It's a lot of work, bro.
You don't get exhausted. I know you have. I know you got your own family and whatnot. It must be.
It must be exhausting.
It
I
must
would
be
say.
exhausting.
It's tough, yeah. It's not easy, but you got to put in the work, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know.
Hey, for sure.
So yeah, like we have like a plumber, electrician, HVAC guy.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like, and we always have the same team, like the same crew, and
Yes,
we just
makes
go from
sense.
job to
Consistency,
job.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also our designer, with Kerry Design and Build, they have like in-house designer, architect. So with them, like we all pretty much work together.
So it's important to
work
have a
on-
strong team.
Yeah, you have to like a foundation, strong foundation, and
Yeah.
good team. That's very important.
Yeah, I would imagine.
So during your job itself, there is this something that like it stress you, like you find it really, really stressful, like or like you would say not hate, but like more like a weakness, like you just don't like doing.
Yeah, like sometimes it happens. Like everybody knows I hate painting. Like painting, like, you know, give me anything but painting, and I'll screw it up. Like
pretty
I just
tedious,
hate it. You know,
definitely.
like it's not for me.
Is it what you hate about it? Is it like you gotta be very patient, or about?
I think that's what it is. Like it just,
You just don't have
I'm
the
just
time.
not good at it, bro. You know?
You gotta wash it
always
dry
like-
too. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So we know who does the painting at home then.
Not me. Not me.
Not
bro.
you.
So if I have to paint sometime, man, I just
You just give up.
Yeah, I give up. But if it has to be done,
It is gotta be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I was gonna ask how do you handle mistakes or disagreements with a client?
That's tough. Man. That's tough.
For
you know.
sure. Like it's bound to happen, right?
Without saying any names here, can you talk about some experience that happened at your job and that you had some type of disagreement with the person and that you had to deal with it in a way that you guys could come together in a respectful type of way?
Yeah, like usually there is few obviously I'm not gonna say
No names, no names, you know.
No, of course.
But it does happen, you know, and sometimes you just like good thing about this job is like you always main thing is what I learned is always it's hard to get the contract, but it's so easy to lose it.
Yeah, sure.
Like especially with this day and age with social media, with everything, like
competitions,
somebody's reputation, you can ruin it. Like you know, they can do a
instant.
bad review instant.
Yeah.
And for that, you know, sometimes it's not worth it. Like if it's something small, like you know, like even if you take like a loss, just it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is
You
what it
move
is.
on and learn from that mistake. And
True.
you know, I've been doing this for so long, but still, like, I make mistakes, and you know, every job you learn something new from it.
Right.
For next time, what can I do different? And
Yeah.
stuff like
How can
that.
I make it better overall?
Yeah, but it definitely does happen. You know, you lose money. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I would like.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do try to take advantage too. You
Yeah.
know, so you
Oh,
have
yeah?
to stand your ground. Definitely. You know, they'll try to play a victim and you know, see if they're. Sometimes if you're too nice, then for sure things like that happen too.
Conflict
But,
management, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
you
makes
get
sense.
used to it over. You know, you can't give up. You know.
But
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
assuming after 17 years, you know who those people are, right?
yeah.
After 17 years, you're able to determine your client, right?
You have a
So,
feel of like, you know what? Maybe I should stay away from that
definitely,
contract.
definitely, yeah.
it's not for me, you know. So how do you estimate project cost and communicate it with clients?
With those, like actually when COVID happened,
Right.
that was like a big
Hard,
man. It was
big.
actually I took like 2 big losses with that one.
Oh, yeah?
For real?
Is it because the woods and again,
Everything's gone up. The inflation.
Like usually I like to keep my price, whatever I give, like, you know, but now it's
You
hard to do
can't,
that, man.
yeah.
I learned a hard lesson because like for example, a 2x4 before COVID was 248 for one.
Yeah.
It went up to like $6, and then it went up to like at one point to $13 for one
Ay,
2x4. So you can imagine if you're framing the whole basement.
Yeah, that's
It's
expensive.
crazy, man. Yeah, metal used to be more expensive, and then actually wood went up more than metal. So people started building with using like metal steel studs and stuff because.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It was.
People used to steal stuff. I'm assuming, like, I'm sure there's in this business, you should be aware of people like stealing people's wood and stuff. I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah. That's happening.
I know, but I'm sure there's businesses that have seen that.
Yeah.
That it is possible that people actually does those type of things. They sound crazy,
you know,
but
you see crazy stuff happen.
Cutting corners, you know?
Yeah, cutting corners. Like for example, you know, sometimes people would, for example, drywall.
Yeah.
They, you know, like they would save a bunch of pieces of drywall and then just put a wall and just use all these pieces of drywall. But then you don't realize how much work it takes to mud all those joints that you have. So it's like, really, is it worth it for?
might as well just buy a new
just
piece.
buy a full sheet and then like.
Man.
You know, but sometimes people don't realize how much your time is worth compared to trying to save money. Do you really save money? So that's
that's true.
the thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I would say, what precautions do you take to protect your property there? You would say,
For like.
do you have like any if something happens at work, do you have any type of I don't know, insurance,
Yeah.
anything, the type of precaution where you're gonna make sure that if something happens, you be protected?
Yeah, you have to have insurance, like any company, like any work you do, you have to have insurance. I think ours is like 5 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're in people's houses, you're doing electrical, plumbing.
Yeah.
Something can
Right.
So for sure you have to have insurance.
You have to cover your liability,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely. Somebody can get hurt. That's very like.
But with insurance, is that something? Is it hard to find a good one out there, or?
No, I mean, there's a lot of companies they offer it for contractors. There's like a contractor, and then you also have the WSIB that everybody has.
Right.
So.
It'd be just getting a commercial policy, right?
Yeah,
I imagine.
yeah.
For
So
for
depends
contracting.
what you're doing. And So.
Well, that makes sense. You got to protect your liability, right?
Yeah,
so
you have to. Yeah.
So can you describe an experience that encouraged you to learn a new skill?
I like to, like before when I would, for example, like a lot, like now we do a lot of stuff, like a lot of different, we do flooring, framing, drywall.
Oh, okay.
And like pretty much like 90% of the stuff we can do ourselves, except like electrical, plumbing, like major things like that, HVAC. So like if I like something, I like to learn it, and a lot of stuff is actually self-taught.
Yeah.
I just like construction
on experience.
It's all one of those things like you just learn, and then you learn the proper way.
Yeah.
And then you just practice, and then after the speed comes, and then eventually
You practice your craft, right?
Do you watch a lot of YouTube videos? And
I used to,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And see, I know
Definitely.
it sounds kind of
There's a lot
funny,
of
but
things you can learn.
YouTube shows you a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so
a lot of things
assuming
you can
should
learn.
Google it and
Yeah. I used to actually watch a lot of YouTube to learn different things. I used to work for a concrete and asphalt company,
Okay.
and it was a union, and I was getting like $30 an hour working for union, full benefits, everything.
not so bad.
And then I quit that job because I'm like, you know what, it's not for. I'd rather do my own thing. I feel like I can do better than that.
Yeah.
And then first job I got, I put out like I don't Kijiji, and I was like, just trying to like make some money.
Yeah.
And then when I realized how long it took me to do that job and what I got paid, I'm like, man, like it was like $15 an hour, So I was like, I took like a pay cut, half of the money. But eventually you learn, you get better, and
You learn the skill, right?
yeah.
So, no, it makes sense. How do you effectively train and direct project teams? Because there's a lot of things working at play, right? So I'd imagine when you're building a new project,
So
you'd have to delegate some tasks.
you have to most important thing that everything flows smoothly. Like you don't want to overstep other trades because then conflicts happen. For example, like if we're doing a new thing, like a lot of these new places, they'll like spray the ceiling, like commercial, for example.
Okay.
They'll spray the ceiling like black or like all the. So we'll let the guy go in, like do the duct work first. And do the electrical, and then we'll let our painter go there, spray the whole ceiling, and then we'll start framing the wall. So it's like everything in happens like in like steps, like right steps. So you don't like if you frame the walls, then this guy can spray properly. And then like
there's a whole plan to it.
Yeah, there's a whole plan to it. Because if not, then it makes everybody work
Just by curiosity, what was the longest contract that you had for commercial?
It's tough. We had one project. We had one project actually when the tornado happened. I think it was like 2018 or something. Craig Henry project. It was hit by tornado.
Okay.
So we had to restore. Restoration, so we had to do like a lot of houses got damaged.
How many houses do you think you were talking about?
Oh man, it was a lot, like 183 homes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like the whole project got hit, so we had to do the roofing.
It was crazy, but it was big payday though.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
You take the good with the bad.
Hey man, make your money where it's due.
Sir.
Definitely.
If you don't, somebody else will, So.
Anyway.
So, what causes conflict within? How do you manage conflict within your teams overall? Like, what's the most conflict that you can get on the job?
Conflict, like those things when somebody like goes ahead of somebody, you know, like with, for example, like, you know, sometimes like guys will like, so just you try to make everybody's life easier. You know the scope of work, you know how things go, and you don't want to let somebody that's like let's say like this guy's gonna do first, and then if the other guy goes before him, then he's like, oh man, like, you know, so it happens, you know, construction sometimes you gotta manage it, the right management, you know, guys complain, you know, so you don't you wanna make sure everybody's happy.
For sure.
It's a good working environment, so.
So how do you make sure that everyone complies with laws and policies and regulations?
Well, with us, it's because all our guys, it's pretty much like they're all subcontractor. They have their own companies, so they already know like the laws. Like they're all licensed. You know, it's like with employees. You know, sometimes you have to train them on certain things and stuff like that. But for most part, they know. Like
they comply with the laws already.
They comply with it. Yeah. Especially now day and age, like. You know, there's more females in the construction industry, like designers, and there is some females. So you have to. Sometimes issues happen with guys like
you could say it harassment.
Sexual harassment.
You could say it harassment.
So even
really,
So that's a serious topic. So you gotta tell the guys, you know, it's a female, but you know you gotta make sure, you know.
Yes, it's the female.
Yeah, it's a professional environment.
For sure.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most important quality you need to have to be a good contractor there?
Like, I guess just, you know, to like be honest, like tell the people, like, you know, treat the job like it's your own job. If you don't want to do something like if you wouldn't do it for yourself, don't do it for others. You know? Like
that's a good
and like why like I feel like why I get a lot of jobs is because like I always like tell everything to the client, like what I'm gonna start, how I'm gonna do it, what's my plan, like, and then this is why, like
you're honest that you've been you know
you keep them aware of
you
like
keep
the
them
entire
aware
project.
of everything, because sometimes people like you hear horror stories, you know, and it still happens. Like this guy I know, he gave a contractor I don't know, like 120,000 to do his job, and the guy's still not done.
Really?
And then the guy said, well, come back, finish. He's like, well, it was like 150, so he's like, you still owe me 30. He's like, give me the 30 and I'll finish the job. The guy's like, no, you're not even close to that. And he's like, fine, I'll put a lien on your house. So he went and put a lien on the house.
That's crazy.
So it's like, it's crazy, man. It happens, like these stories all the time you hear about it, so.
So you got to be careful who you go in business with, right? So
even I tell people, like, you know, if you sign a contract, like sometimes if you don't feel comfortable, sign a contract, but read the contract through. Like, you know, sometimes they'll put
you don't think people will read the contract?
No, this guy, he signed a contract, but he didn't read it. Because the guy never put a completion date. He just put, it'll be like, upon this
completion?
much, I'll need this much money. First week I'll need this much, second week, third week. So, but he never said what date he's gonna finish the contract. So it's crazy.
No, every word counts, basically.
Yeah.
What would be your bigger dream project, you would say?
Well, it would be like to build some celebrity's house, something like that, you know, like a Drake's house or some Canadian celebrity. That would be pretty cool.
Nice.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting, definitely.
What project are the most profitable for you?
Well, they're all pretty like good. Like, you know, all the projects, like, thank God, like, you know, they're pretty profitable. Like
you would just say like a commercial? Would you say like
biggest payday?
Would you say like basically like between like commercial and whatnot? Are they all the same to you, or just like you making?
With commercial, it is a little bit more money, but the thing is sometimes you have to wait to get paid. With the residential, you get paid faster. But also people are a little bit more picky than commercial. Commercial, like,
so by saying like you're getting paid faster, can you like Can you explain that a little bit better?
Yeah, like so, like sometime residential. Like if we're there, we're the only ones there.
Yep.
And we'll do the job. We'll do the job like let's say in 2 weeks, a month, whatever, and then we'll be in and out and get paid. With commercial one, we'll start a job, but then there's all these trades working with us.
Okay.
Like for example, you need a framing inspection. Then you
Yeah.
gotta wait for
Okay.
that,
Okay.
electrical inspection, plumbing inspection. So all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hold,
A
basically.
lot of hold ups, yeah. So sometimes like
Yeah.
you can't. It takes longer to finish the job because
sure.
of these things
Yeah.
and inspections and things like that. But
Makes sense.
most
Those are-
profitable actually was I did a hoarder house.
Really?
I did a hoarder house,
Oh,
man. It was
damn.
crazy. It was,
did one of
I made
those?
like 10 G's in 2 days.
Really?
Oh,
Hey,
man.
that's
But
money.
You saw some rats and
Oh,
shit?
bro, it was disgusting, man. It was actually for my buddy.
Oh, yeah?
He asked me, he has this house and he was trying to get the money out of the equity because
Yeah.
the guy paid his house off. But the house, like the bank wouldn't even go in there.
Oh, that
So
bad,
my job
eh?
was just to go there and just take the garbage out, put it in bins.
Huh.
And I put a hazmat suit, mask, gloves, everything.
Everything.
And man, I filled up 2 big containers.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got like, took us like day and a half, and we made like 10 grand and cash.
yeah,
And
that's-
it was like, that was the best, probably like.
You took a solid, you take a solid shower after that.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Oh, bro, yeah. Everything I was wearing, I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
brand new outfit. You know?
Well, you said, hold on, you said $10,000 in 2 days?
Yeah, like day and a half was.
Sheesh.
Hey,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's money, right?
Yeah.
I might think of doing that too, man. $10,000. I might $10,000 in a day and a
Don't
half.
quit your day job now.
Nah.
So if you could only choose one,
Yeah.
which is more important? Making money or completing a project successfully?
Oof. I say completing a project successfully, yeah. Because with like
It's word of mouth, right?
word of mouth,
Yeah.
But I think it goes together too, right?
it goes together, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then people will refer you to everyone.
Definitely, yeah, and that's very important. You
Yeah.
know, for me, it's like sometimes like I'll take like a loss, but you know at least keep the relationship. And,
Yeah.
and you know like then,
That's it.
then to try to make money, and then they'll never refer you to anybody.
Yeah, they'll never call you
Yeah.
again.
And this question is very important, actually, and it's we're talking about the youth and whatnot. What would you say that what would you say to the kids out there that want to get into construction? How would they start, basically, and what advice would you give them?
This is a really good question actually because a lot of youths like sometimes we play basketball, we see
Right.
them, and even like for me, like I came from Yugoslavia, like former Yugoslavia, Bosnia, currently, and you know for our parents, education was very important, and sometimes construction is looked down upon because. You know, you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like for the community, sometimes the kids too, like they don't know anybody in construction, or they think maybe it's not. So there's a lot of trade schools. There's a lot of because also like right now in construction, there's a lot of shortage with workers. Like nobody wants to work, and
Yes.
and especially with
It's not
different
easy,
trades.
right? It's not easy. It's
trade.
not-
And it's like sort of like a dying trade because certain things like framers, bricklayers, there isn't many. So whoever retires,
Yes.
they didn't pass it on to their kids. a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
didn't pass
them.
on that knowledge.
And then that's the thing. So
Is that something that you would like to do? That like let's just say if there's a couple of youths out there that would love to be
Like have an apprentice overall?
apprentice will be on your team to show me the role. And that's something that in the future you would love to.
Definitely. We have also like my guys, my team with my electrician, plumbers, things like that.
What their
They
name,
can
by the way?
also,
So you keep saying my guys, my guys.
Hey, it's
You can give them a shout. Give them a shout out.
Emco, Electrical.
All right.
Sorry, Elmark. Oh my God. Shout out to Emco too. So Elmark Electric. That's Vladimir.
And we see you,
Shout
man.
out
We
to
see
him.
you, bro.
And Jules and Jesse, JLC Plumbing.
Yeah.
We see you all. We see you.
Shout out to Gary, Design and Build, Future Home.
All right, big respect,
The
man.
whole team, man.
The
Yeah.
whole team, big respect.
It's important.
Well, so like I said, we love what you guys doing out there, and you've always been someone that for the community and whatnot, and we definitely appreciate what you're doing out there for the youth as well.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's a
guys.
big thing. It's a
Problem,
big
man.
thing, definitely, man.
Thank you, brother.
So finally, we'd like to know what makes you stand out from other contractors. Yeah, hey, you got to be popular for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So
You could think about this one. You could think about this one, but if you know it,
yeah, I think I guess we try to keep up with the times and stuff like that. You know, with the like, I guess with the social media and stuff.
Yeah.
We're more like modern, I guess, modern day contractors
Yeah.
as opposed to like those old school, like they don't want to. I guess that's probably what it is. Yeah.
I think
Something like that.
for me knowing you and whatnot, it seemed like a person that's easy to talk to, right? You're also honest with your client and whatnot. So if I was gonna go to you if I never knew you, like I know you seem like a guy that you would tell me the straight, you would tell me the right price, and you're not gonna try to rip me off. I think that would be the biggest thing with you. It seemed like like you're the type of person that would
straightforward,
straightforward
straight up
and
guy,
be
yeah.
honest with your clientele.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap, buddy. And I would love for you being
And
there.
that's straight facts. Thank you so
you.
much. brother.
Thank you so
We
much,
appreciate
brother.
you, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.